A very good morning, students. So today this is your fifth session of chapter heat, and we are going to take the topic effects of heat. Let us understand what are the effects of heat which is occurring in our body. So basically there are three effects. First is change in temperature of the body. Suppose, let us understand with an example. You are taking a metallic bar and you are heating this metallic bar on one end with a candle. You can gradually see when you start heating this end, slowly the heat transfer is taking place within this bar and it will make this whole body hot, which is resulting in the rise of temperature. Okay? Now take this same bar which is being heated and put this metallic bar inside a ball where you have placed a ice cube. So where you have placed an ice cube, and after some times you can see that there is a fall in temperature. Okay, so this change in temperature of the body depends upon the following thing. Okay, first you can take this view. So first one is the quantity of heat that is being provided. If I tell you with an example that what this means, that what is the quantity of heat that is being provided to a metallic bar, it will make the metallic bar hot or cool. Clear? For example, if you are heating this metallic bar with a candle, so it will take time. And if you are putting this metallic bar into a furnace, okay, putting this metallic bar into a furnace, so it will require a lesser time than heating it with a candle. So this simply means that what is the quantity of heat that is being provided by you. Clear? Now B part is the material of the body. This simply means if this is made of metal, so it will require lesser time in heating this whole bar, and if it is made of something else material, so accordingly it will take time. Okay, and the third point is the mass of the body. So change in temperature of the body basically depends upon, first one is the quantity of heat that you are providing it. Second is the material of the body, whether it is made of metal or silver or something else. Okay. And third is the mass of the body, which will gradually change the temperature of the body. And likewise in cooling also, if suppose this is iron, so it will require the less time, or it is made up of something else material, and accordingly it will change. Okay. So I hope you have understood the first topic. Let us see what is the change in size or shape of the body when you are heating the body. Clear? So your second topic is change in size of the body. When a body is heated, it expands, and when it is cooled, it contracts. The change in size of the body due to heating is called thermal expansion. Let us see with an example. Suppose I am taking this metallic bar again and heating it in one end. So when this metallic bar is heated with one end, the heat transfer change take place, and gradually it will increase its size. Okay. You can not see actually by your naked eyes, but actually there is a change in size which is taking place. I will help you with another example to make you understand this more clearly. For example, if you have seen the rail tracks are like this, and if you might have noticed, there is a gap between both the tracks. Okay. So why this gap is given between two rail tracks? Because when the trains are going on the rail tracks again and again, it will make this rail tracks hot, means that there is a change of temperature which is heating this rail tracks. So what is happening? The change in size is taking place between both these rail tracks. So in summer, it will fill this gap, which is actually over there earlier, but now you cannot see in the summer. And when we are seeing this same case in a winter, so the rail tracks actually contracts. Okay. So this is why if we are not giving any gap between the both rail tracks, so we will have consequences because of it. Okay. Now let's see the third point, that is the change in state of the body. So our third topic is change in state of the body. Suppose you are taking the solid and you are providing a heat into it. So in this case, the heat is absorbed by the solid, and when it's changing its state from solid to liquid, the process is called melting. Clear? And if you are again providing a heat to a liquid, again the heat is absorbed by the liquid, and after a while when it is attaining its boiling point, that is 100 degrees Celsius. So likewise you can see that the liquid is turning into a vapor and it is becoming in a gas state. So the change from liquid state to gas state is called the vaporization. Clear? if you want to make this liquid again into a solid, you will keep this liquid into a freezer, and after a while you can see that this liquid has been turned into a solid. Likewise, if we are on a daily basis, you know that, for example, in a summer when we are requiring ice, so we are taking the water and putting that thing into some vessels and putting that into a freezer. So after a while we can easily get the ice cubes. So what this process is called? The process is called freezing. Clear? And for example, this one, that the liquid is turning into a gas when you are not well, we basically require a steam. So what we gradually do, we are making this liquid into a vapor and boiling it into 100 degrees Celsius. So that is the process when you are turning this liquid into a gas. Okay. Now see the case of sublimation. That when you are providing the heat to a solid, it is directly turning into a gas. What is that kind of solid called? That kind of solid is called the camphor. Camphor, which we are basically keeping in our clothes. Okay, so that is in which state? That is in solid state. Okay, and after few times you can see that that camphor has been vaporized into an air. You cannot turn that camphor into a liquid, so that camphor has been directly changed into a gaseous state, and the process of changing from solid state to gaseous state is called sublimation. Okay, and if you want to make that gas into a solid, so we require some kind of chamber in which we will take the gas and turn this gas into a solid. So what is the process that is being required in changing the gas into a solid? That process is called solidification. So I hope you have understood this. Clear? I hope you have understood. If you are getting any difficulty, then ask me.